Okay, you guys, so these are the products that will be used in this video. I'm just giving you guys an overview of the things that I'm actually going to be using, and everything is pretty much hasn't been used before. So let's see how this gonna go, y'all. Alrighty, you guys, so here I am and I'm getting ready to start. I'm going in with the e.l.f. brow gel, and I have it in espresso, and I'm trying to start off with using the product alone because you see my brows are not touched at all. So I'm using this Ruby Kisses brow brush to go along with it. And I'm trying to start off by carving my brows out the way, making them the shape that I want them, drawing them in or whatever, so forth. And I was a little worried there because you guys know that's not really my forte. I'm more of using a brow pencil first to shape them and then filling them in with some type of pomade or something of that nature. So I was trying to, but however, this situation didn't end up working out. And I ended up wiping it off and starting the way that I would normally start my brows. And I ended up filling it in with the product. So now here my brows are complete. Well, I'm about to go in and carve out my brows here. So I've tried to use this e.l.f. complete coverage concealer palette to contour my brows. Well, not contour my brows, but shape them, carve them out. And it worked okay, but I ended up going in with my Ruby Kisses palette to fix what that concealer just wasn't doing for me. So that's what you see me doing in this clip. Alright, so now in this clip, I'm taking the e.l.f. concealer in medium, and I'm going in and I'm going to be using this to I'm going to be using it as an eyeshadow primer because I didn't have one. So this clip is just being sped up a little bit. I'm just priming my eyes here, going in with the concealer and using it for an eyeshadow primer. So yeah, I just sped this part up a little bit. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. And that's the one that I got in Halloween gift set. It's $10 at Target. Okay, so I decided to go in with the e.l.f. Velvet Touch eyeshadow palette because I couldn't figure out what colors to use in the other palette. So I just chose to do that. And then the colors in this one, well, the one I was using for transition wasn't really working either. So what I ended up doing is just using a brown from another eyeshadow palette because I wanted the transition and then I wanted a little bit brown of a shade of brown before I decided to go back into the e.l.f. Velvet Touch eyeshadow palette and use the color that I was going to use. So here I'm just putting that brown in and putting that in, just blending it in so that we could go on to the next eyeshadow that we're going to use. So I'm going back in the Velvet Touch palette, and I'm going to take this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, I think it was. Yeah, and I decided to use that to put this greenish yellow eyeshadow color on. And it wasn't working, so I decided to use my fingers instead because the brush wasn't picking up any product. And this eyeshadow palette is called Islands Breeze, and I think I forgot to tell you guys that. So yeah, so I just used my fingers to put the product on because it's a very velvety mousse like texture and a brush was just not helping to pick it up. So then I grabbed my, what am I looking for? My Sigma brush, my Sigma blending brush, and I just went in and I took the black from that eyeshadow palette and used it to put it on the outer crease of the eyeshadow to give it some dimension just in the outer crease. I just wanted the black in the outer part of the eye, and then I'm going back in and just making sure that everything is coming together the way that I want it to come together. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Then I'm taking this color to use above the brow bone, and it was kind of a lot, so I had to blend it out. So that's what you see me doing here. Just putting a little bit more brown into that crease. I'm taking this other e.l.f. brush and just blending the edges. So now I'm going to go in with the concealer palette and I'm going to clean up the excess eyeshadow, and then I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. eyeliner. And overall, I think the eyeshadow came out pretty good. This eyeliner, I do not like it. If you guys pay attention, it's black, but it's not black enough. I feel like as I was moving the brush, the product was moving, and that was making me really irritated because I was just like, this is not working, you know. Yeah, it didn't work out. So now I'm taking the e.l.f. Concealer palette again, and I'm just cleaning up my eyeliner now that I've gotten it the way that I want it. So, which is something that I do all the time. And for the ones of you who always, I've had people ask me, oh, how do you get your eyeliner to be so sharp? Or how do you get your eyeliner like that? It's not, believe me, you guys, it's never perfect, and most of the time it's a problem. But concealer is a lifesaver. Now I'm going in with the mascara. It's a mineral mascara, e.l.f. mineral mascara, which I got at Walgreens for $1.49. It was on sale, and y'all, it works if you just say, if you on a trip and you just don't got no other mascara, and that's what you end up getting from a store, that's what you end up having, and you left your favorite one, it'll do. But my my eyelashes are very curly and they're kind of short, so I need something that's going to pull my eyelashes and volumize, and this just wasn't really doing it. So yeah, I did the best I could, and just tried to make it work. But disappointed, to say the least. So now I'm going in with the e.l.f. This is the poreless primer, and I'm going to be starting out my face and figuring that out there. So this product was like a moisturizer type, lotiony type feel, and if you look close, you can see it covers the pores, but it's not like something I'm used to, and it's like got a very slick, greasy feel to it, and that made me kind of uncomfortable because I'm like, is this gonna make me oily later, you know, or what have you, because I'm more used to a white base type, more of a thick type of a primer. So, but yeah, I went ahead and I put it on, and it has this weird greasy, like slick feel to it. So now I'm going in with the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. Really cute glass bottle. It has a pump, and this is in the shade Cocoa. And I'm just dotting it on in the areas, just all over the face to get get the type of application that I wanted. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to speed through this part. So now I'm taking the e.l.f. concealer in medium, and I'm going to use it for my under eye. And in my opinion, it was too light to be used under. It's just like, for me, it was too light. I wasn't very happy with it, so I went in with another concealer along with that one. I'm taking my e.l.f. Beauty Blender, and I'm going to blend the concealer in. Y'all have to excuse me. Caleb is trying to make noise, as he always does. So yeah, I'm just blending it in here. And yeah, it seemed like the Beauty Blender wasn't really working too good with the product for some reason. I have used that Beauty Blender before, so I was a little confused as to what was going on. I do not have a e.l.f. setting powder, so I'm just going to use one that I already have. And did that part, and I'm sweeping the excess off. And now we're going to go into the e.l.f. contour palette, and this is the cream contour palette. And I'm going to go in and start contouring here. And it, from the looks of it from camera view, it looked like it was working pretty good. On my end, it just didn't look like it was dark enough for me. But if you are of a lighter skin tone, I think this palette would be awesome. So I'm just getting this e.l.f. brush, and I'm trying a different brush to see if it'll help. So I'm just contouring with this cream contour palette. And this is in dark, I believe. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. contour palette in Turks. It's the contour and blush and bronzing powder palette, and this is in Turks and Caicos, and I'm going to use that powder to contour over that cream contour. So now I'm taking the e.l.f. It's a gift set. It comes with the highlighter, and this is a shimmering highlighter powder, and I'm going to be putting that on my upper cheekbones to highlight. And to be honest, you guys, when I first looked at this in the pan, I said, this is not going to work. I'm probably not going to like this, but you can never judge a book by its cover. I actually ended up liking it, and it comes with this nice little highlighting brush that I like a lot too. So that ended up actually working out. So now my lips are lined, and I was trying to decide what color I wanted to use for a lippy, and I ended up going with the e.l.f. liquid matte lipstick, and this one is called Blushing Rose. So that's the one I ended up using, and I really do like them. I want to pick up more. I have about 4 shades now. So yeah, and I'm just going in with my lip liner, fixing it up, and it ended up working out really good. I really did end up liking it, so that wasn't a disappointment at all. Now I'm going to take the e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist, and I'm actually going to use it for setting spray. And that stuff, it shot out real extreme, y'all. And it had a very strange smell, but it worked, to say the least. All right, you guys. So let's get down to business about these e.l.f. products. Okay, so y'all know I'm always messing with my hair because it started messing with me as soon as I get ready to film. So excuse that. Okay, so the first product we're going to talk about, I got stuff all up in here, is this e.l.f. brow gel, and it looks like this, and it's kind of like a pomade situation, I guess. I have mine in espresso. They have this at Target. That's one place I know you can find it for sure. Here where I live, I looked a couple of places and I couldn't find it, and my sister-in-law actually found it at she probably found it at Target. I don't know, she might have found it somewhere else, but when I did see it and I came across it and I just didn't get it at that time, I found it at Target. But anyway, this stuff right here is amazing, you guys. I have everything listed down below as price and all of those things, but this, I think this is like $4 if I'm not mistaken. This stuff is awesome. Now, starting off in the clip, you guys saw that I tried to use this to just shape my brow and fill in. And I wasn't really, you gotta, for me, I have to get used to a brow product and know the feel of it before I can just use it in that sense to start off carving my brow with it. So I started off doing it that way, and then I removed the product. And let me tell you, this stuff is hard to get off. So it's not one of those mistake-proof products. It's hard to get off if you make a mistake. I had to wipe for a little bit to get it off, so that's a good thing. So it's not something that's just going to fade off during the day. And I personally like that type of thing. I like things that stay for the day until I get ready to take them off. But I love this stuff. This I'm definitely holding on to. A little bit goes a long way, you guys. You do not need a lot of this stuff. I used my Ruby Kisses brow brush because it has a thin little whatever that thing is called. It's thinner, so I use this one, and a little bit goes a long way. You do not need a lot. So I just ended up using my regular NYX brow pencil and then going in with this, and I love this stuff. It's awesome. Next thing we're going to talk about is the concealer. Okay, as you guys seen in the video, I used this for a primer because I forgot. I had the e.l.f. primer like way back in the day, y'all, because y'all know the e.l.f. primer is so old school. That's like the first thing everybody started out with in the makeup world. And mine's, I had it like 2 or 3 times. One time I used it and it got old, I threw it out. And I think the last one I had, I decluttered it and let it go because it's just not a product that I use anymore, that I really gravitate to. Not that it's not good. It's awesome. And they have one that's just $1, and then I think they have one from the $3 line. So it's awesome, but I just gravitate toward other things. So I got rid of mine. But I will say this concealer used as an eyeshadow primer is pretty good. I'm going to keep it for that reason because I do like it for that. However, for under eye concealer, as y'all can see in the video, I struggled with it because it was too light. Some people like a really, really, really light concealer under their eyes. I do not. I go for more of a creamy, like not too tan, but this is more like a beige. And I was just like, oh, this is a little bit too much. So I had to mix it a little bit with another concealer. And that's where you guys see me use this e.l.f. sponge. I've used this before. This is not my first time using it. However, it acted a little weird today. I don't know if it was because it works better when it's not wet, or if it was just combined with the concealer and it just wasn't trying to do what I was trying to do at first. But I did get it to work. This, I believe, is $3.99 at Walmart. It's $4, or it's just flat $4. This is excellent. I'm going to repurchase another one of these because I accidentally put a rip in mine when I washed it last. But that's an awesome product as well. Okay, now let's talk about the eyes. Okay, I use this e.l.f. Velvet Touch eyeshadow palette, and this thing is so pretty, you guys. And I use this green that's down here, and I'm going to just swatch it so you guys can see it, and that's it right there. I have it on my eyes right now. I absolutely love this palette. This is awesome. I've seen this at Marshall's for like $2, $3. So if you guys find it and you happen to run into it, grab it. Even if you get it for the regular price, get it. It's pretty good. But the only thing I can say that was a little bit off to me is I could not get an eyeshadow brush to pick up that color. These eyeshadows in here are really like a moussey type texture. So it worked better with the fingers for me. I didn't really feel like going through trying to figure out a brush to use. So yeah, I just went with the easiest thing, and that was my fingers. And this next e.l.f. palette here that I got in a holiday set. It was a glare, y'all. I'm sorry. This was a good palette too. I only used the blackness palette, and I have to say I like it. It's very pigmented, and it was a matte black, and it ended up working really good. So I'm interested in messing around with this another time to see how it works out. So I'm going to hold on to this because I really do like it. Let's talk about this eyeliner, y'all. This is the $1 one. They do have one from the $3 line, so I'll probably get the one from the $3 line and try it. However, for this $1 one, this was an epic fail. As you guys could see in the video, I'm very picky about my eyeliners. I like black, matte black. I don't like nothing that has a shine or a gloss to it. But the problem I had with this was when I was using it and when I went back in to thicken my line a little bit, the product was moving with the brush. So I was getting some smearing, and it was some places where you could see my skin through the eyeliner, and that is not about my life. I'm very strict and picky about my eyeliners. So this was not for me. It may work for somebody who's more of a makeup beginner, but for me, this just wasn't working, and I kind of had a feeling that it probably wasn't going to be something that I was going to be able to work with, but I tried. Hey, that's what a one brand video is about when you try new products. Okay, so now the Complete Cover Concealer Palette. I've had this palette for a while, and I just remembered that it was in my drawer. I did try to use this to sculpt my brows, and it was kind of going all right. But the top color that I used, it was too red. So I ended up going in with the different concealer palette. But this palette, I did use it to carve out my, to clean up around my eyeshadow and to carve out my eyeliner. And I do like it for that. And like I said, I've used it for many different things. These concealers are good to spot conceal and things like that. So this has been in the collection and it's staying. Okay, let's talk about, I'm jumping around, y'all, so I'm just jumping around. So let's talk about this Poreless Face Primer by E.l.f. As you guys seen, it looked more like a lotion consistency. And me personally, over my years of doing makeup, I'm not really comfortable with primers that look like moisturizers or lotion, because I feel like they're good to prime the whole face, to get the face ready for application. But I have large pores, so I was just like, pore wise, I just wouldn't want to use this alone. I did go in a little bit with my NYX primer, but very little. So I just basically depended on this. And I gotta say, y'all, I'm highly impressed because I didn't think it was going to work. And I like what I see in the mirror. So this kind of changes my mind about the moisturizer type lotion-y primer. So E.l.f., you did good on that. Okay, now let's talk about the foundation. This was not my first time using this foundation. I have used it one other time before today. This one is in Cocoa, and I will say that this shade is not really the shade that I personally would gravitate to. They do have another shade, and I think it's called Ebony, and it's more of a reddish brown, I think, undertone more so of my vibe. But I did make this work for video purposes, and I gotta say, I'm not too disappointed. It looks really good, especially to be an E.l.f. foundation. So I'd use it again. I'll put it, in my little foundation collection. And this is the Flawless Finish foundation. And it does have a pump. So that's like really awesome. Okay, now I use my E.l.f. Mist and Set as I always do. Nothing new. Let's talk about, I have one item here that I didn't even use, you guys. So let me just go over that right quick. I put the E.l.f. blush palette in my basket and I forgot to use it, but that's what it looks like. I have used this once before and they are really nice okay, they're really nice blushes, and I got it in the this palette is in dark, very good colors for women of color. Okay, so let's talk about, I'm not trying to hold y'all here all day. You guys know I used my Turks and Caicos palette to contour my face, and I've been using this for years. And before I used that, I used this cream concealer cream contour palette, and it looks like this, and I use the shade over here. It's not the contour palette that's gonna give you life. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Maybe if you're lighter than me, it'll work really good. I think this will work good for my BFF because she's lighter than I am. So yeah, I might have to pick this up for her and send it off to her because I always do that when I want to try stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it because I think it's pretty good. But you really want to set it with some other type of powder because it had a shine. And I'm just like, oh, I know later I'm going to be super oily if I don't get a hold, you know, put some powder in there. But you always want to set your cream contours with powders. Anyhow, okay, let's talk about this mascara. This really didn't do it for me, y'all. It has a really good brush, though. But it works, but it ain't my fave by far. My eyelashes are really curly and kind of short, so I need something that's gonna grab and pull and volumize, and this just doesn't really do it. But they had it on sale at Walgreens for $1.49, so I snatched it up because I knew I was gonna be doing this video. Let's talk about the highlighter. Now, this is a shimmering highlighter powder, and it came with this brush here, and I love the brush. This is just like really good, and I used a couple of e.l.f. brushes throughout the video, but it doesn't say what color this is. It might on the box, but it looks like this. I'm gonna swatch it for y'all on my hand, and there it is right there. From the looks of it, I didn't think I was going to like it. However, I think it's really nice. I'm gonna keep it in my collection because it worked out pretty good. And it came as a set, and you can get the set. Comes with another little glow thing or whatever. This video is gonna be super long, y'all, and I apologize. But it comes with this little other glow illuminator liquid, and I don't usually like stuff like that, so I did not use that. Now, last two items I used in this video was the e.l.f. liquid lipstick and blushing rose, and I used this e.l.f. aqua primer mist, and I think you're supposed to use this before you do your face. However, I wanted to see what it was going to do after, and this stuff works good as a setting spray, you guys. Has a real weird smell. I wasn't expecting, but it does set your makeup. So I'm holding on to this. I will be using it, and I will try it as a primer before makeup as well eventually. And then this liquid matte lipstick in blushing rose, like I said, I'm gonna swatch this for y'all. And there it is. I like it. To me, it goes on kind of sheer. It doesn't go on sheer. It feels very light on the lips, like a sheer. But this is what it looks like. I like it. I like these. I think I have like 4 other shades, and I'm going to look around and see what other ones I don't have, and I'll try to get a hold of them. But I like this. So yeah, you guys, this part of the video, 15 minutes, and the other part was however long. I'm sorry I held y'all here so long. I've been trying to make these videos short, but it just always don't work out like that. But yeah, that's my e.l.f. One Brand video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, rate, comment, and subscribe. I will get back to your comments as soon as possible. If you would like, and it's your first time here, click that subscribe button. What you waiting on, girl? Come a part of the 47 gang. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss any videos that I upload. And yeah, I'm Latoya47, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.